Good morning. It is, it's like after 8 o'clock. It's like 8:40, I think. I got a late start this morning. Couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't get out of my tent. Went down to 24 last night. Wasn't so bad, but I was comfy and just didn't have the I don't know, desire to get up out of bed and try to get moving too soon. So you can see the sun is up back there. It's probably shining in your face. And I'm not sure how far I'm going to go today. There's two shelters. One's in like 4 miles. I'm almost a mile in. I think I felt my watch click the first mile. Then there's one. So there's one at like 3 more miles or 4 more miles. And there's one at the 11-mile mark from where I was. I got to go past that. That's not far enough to go. But the next one I think is 20 total. I don't know if I'll for 20. Jones Meadow up that way. I haven't heard very much good things about Jones Meadow, so I'm going to skip that. Just got off the phone. I actually got a phone call. I had a cell, and one of my buddies from work, who is still there, lives out on the West Coast. He gets up every morning, goes for a 4-mile walk through his neighborhood. So it was early his time, but he just decided to check in and see how I was doing. Had all kinds of questions about the trail. So talked to him for about 30 minutes, maybe a little less. And yeah, always good to catch up with some of the folks. Like I said in my introduction video, one thing I missed the most, probably the only thing I missed the most about work, was how many awesome people I worked with in high performance culture, which was really fun. So good to hear from him. And we are off. I'll give you today's Would You Rather in the opening clip, just since I'm thinking about it. So, if we get alien visitors, would you rather they be AI-driven robots or some form of organic creature? Think about that, and we can discuss it later in the day. See ya. So this is that section that I was reading about. I'm almost, it gets pretty rocky as it goes over the top of a hill here. Not quite Rocksylvania rocky, but a little rockier than I've had to deal with in the recent past. I guess it was rocky in the Shenandoahs, or in the Shenandoahs, God, in the Smokies. I'm coming up on the 300-mile mark in about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile. There is, let's see, read this. Exposed Ridgeline Trail, Bad Weather Trail. So I think some people will take the Bad Weather Trail if it's really not good out. It's windy, but I'm going to take the Exposed Ridgeline Trail because that's the official trail, and I don't think the wind's enough of an excuse to bail out on it. Although I think the other one, Bad Weather Trail, is less rocky, I read on Far Out. But here we go, up to the exposed area, and hopefully a 300-mile mark that somebody's put down somewhere. Oh, here's a nice little rock ledge. You gotta squeeze your way around to get up to this 300-mile mark, but there's a sunrise on the other side of it, so let's do it and be careful. This is the top of Big Fire Scald Knob, 299.5 miles, so just up ahead will be the 300-mile mark. I want to show you guys, unbelievable view up here. Mountains are smoky, morning mist, morning whatever, clouds, but they were 360 degrees. Awesome views, and not too shabby. There's a town down there. I don't know if that's Irwin or not. I don't really have my bearings. So I don't know if that's Irwin, Tennessee out there. I think it's supposed to be closer than that. That actually could be Johnson City, Tennessee. I'll have to check on a map and see. I think Irwin's only like 2 miles off the trail, and that's further than that. So anyway, gorgeous morning to be up on top. I can see why there's a bad weather trail, because this is pretty exposed, and if it's snowing, sleeting and stuff, it was a rocky climb up here. It would be a little dicey for some folks. So, but not too bad today. Let's see if I find some kind of 300-mile marker up here in a bit. Here's a nice little plaque on a rock here right before the 300-mile mark in honor of Mr. Howard McDonald. I saw his name on one of the shelters I stayed at, I think the night before I got into Hot Springs. So he must be someone who did a lot of work here in the trail down this neck of the woods, and nice that folks are honoring him. Howard's Rock has that view out there. So good on you, Howard McDonald. If you're still alive, thanks for your work. If not, rest in peace. So now I see why there's another trail. This is crazy. I just came down. That's probably 25 or 30 feet above my head. I came down this, down through here, and now I gotta turn and go up through there. If this was icy, it would be treacherous. Very slow going, very slow going. But I'll try and climb up there now. Okay, finally made it to mile 300. Somebody marked it there with sticks. You got a little view through the trees. Oh man, this section here is a pain in the butt. This little climb over this fire-scalded bulb is not making me happy. The rocks are a pain in the butt, and it's just weird, tight, narrow, up, down. Wasn't expecting it, so I wasn't sort of in my head ready for it, and not making me happy at all. This is one where, even though there's some beautiful views, I don't think the view is worth the effort on this rocks on this day. But we're pushing on. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do tonight and where I'm gonna sleep. But come to that down the hill here when I find a spot where it's a little easier to walk. Well, here's a little wide open spot on the top. Not quite the top of the hill. I'm heading up. I got 350 feet more to climb over, I think, a little less than a mile to get to the top of Big Butt. So maybe this is the bottom of Big Butt, or is it Little Butt? Don't know. Anyway, all wide open up here. I got Whiskey and Titanium are behind me. They had a big day yesterday. They went 19. They stayed at that shelter that I bypassed, and then they must have gotten up early because they were hiking by my campsite when I was decamping this morning. And then I caught up to them right after going over that rocky area, just past the 300-mile mark. And then I was going downhill, so I went a little faster than they did. So, should see them again, if not today, over the next day or two. We'll probably all end up in Irwin, Tennessee around the same time, which is a good thing. And just thought I'd show you this little change of scenery, a little different than what I've been seeing. How cool is the crack in this giant rock? This rock is 20 feet high, maybe more, 25. It's massive. Can't even imagine the sound that made in how many hundreds, thousands of years ago to crack right down the middle. pretty cool. I'm still not at the top of Big Butt, I don't think, but I'm heading there. I made a decision on accommodations tonight. I want to get to Devil's Fork Gap. I'm going to get shuttled to Nature's Inn. I think that'll be like about a 14 something mile day. My legs just don't have it today. It's one of those roller coaster days where, you know, I do good one day and then the next day they're just dead. So we'll go, I don't know if I'm in the bunkhouse there or I got these little tiny private cabins, single bed cabins or something right along a creek. I'm going to be in one of those two things. And then I'll just get shuttled back to Devil's Fork Gap tomorrow morning and push on. But that's what I'm doing for staying tonight. And once I get to the top of Big Butt, I think it's all downhill from there. We'll see. Well, just came over, or I guess I would say through the Big Butt. I didn't take video of it because it was total pain in the butt. It was like a rock scramble down into a crevice and up the other side of the crevice. I guess that's the two butt cheeks, but this is the view on the other side when you come through it. There was a bypass trail I skipped because I thought maybe there was a view at the Big Butt, but it was just something you have to pass through. I guess it's a rite of passage on the trail, who knows. Anyway, did it. Wasn't anything to write home about. It was more rocks. My legs are hating the rocks today. Just not feeling it. But now I think I got all downhill. So go downhill for next 3 or 4 hours and get a shuttle to a bed, see if I can rest the legs, get them ready for some pushing tomorrow. But it's 16 yesterday, 14 today. That's averaging 15, which is what I'm trying to do, is average 15. I still need to get some 20s in to be able to account for the Nero days. I haven't done that yet, but working on it. So here we go. Just checking in. It's 9 miles in, oh, almost 10, 9.88. It's 1:20, and the sun is warm, but when you're up on the mountain and the breeze is blowing, it's still a little cool. So I still have my fleece on. It's one of those days where you're like taking layers on, taking layers off, which is annoying. And all that rock climbing and rock scrambling this morning definitely did something to my right hip. I don't know if it's the hip. I don't know if it's my top of my IT band, top of my psoas muscle, whatever's connecting up in the front of the hip, but that's screeching, which isn't fun. Yeah, so it's a nice day weather-wise now, but it's just not one of my more fun days on trail. Just because I'm not feeling it. I'm getting really frustrated that I'm over 300 miles in and I don't feel like my legs are any different, any stronger than they were when I started, which is making me unhappy. But we'll push on. You have good days, you have bad days. We'll push on, get to wherever the gap is. I'm going to get picked up in like 5 miles and take some ibuprofen, try to rest up and see if tomorrow gets better. And I'll show you a little bit of the green tunnel here of the rhododendron. I am getting ready to pass Devil's Fork Gap. It's pretty windy. I got a half a mile more to go. I'm gonna get picked up at the next road crossing, which is up over this mountain here, down the other side. So almost there. So here is Nature's Inn and Hostel. That's the main building where you can hang out in. That's where I'm gonna go take a shower and do some laundry. And this is cabin number 1 where I'm staying. We'll go check it out. I just met 2 guys that are here hanging out, Ray and Masterpiece. Masterpiece is from Philly. He's hiking with his dog Xena. And I'll let you know what this all looks like as soon as I get inside. All right, so there's a little stream that runs right here in front of the mini cabin. Open the mini cabin. I got a little patio right here. A couple chairs. There's a hammock I could hang up and chill out and listen to that stream. And right in here, it's very basic. There's a twin double bed. There's a bunk up top, I guess, if you wanted to share this with a couple people. And that's it. So this is home for the night. I am going to go get a shower. I'm going to go do some laundry. I am going to figure out what I want to do about eating dinner. Whether or not I want to go set up that hammock or just sit in one of these chairs and watch that water rush by and rest my feet. So that's Nature's in and hostile. Hopefully tomorrow I can push some bigger miles. We will see.